Good afternoon, and welcome to another one shot of the month. My name is the Ravnos Archon. I am Will. I will be your storyteller this evening. And today, we are going to be touching on one of my favorite games to not only play in, but also to narrate. We're going to be playing Scion First Edition. And we're going to be taking it a little bit out of its context because Scion is built for the modern day. Um, but I've always wondered what a Scion game would look like if it's set in the medieval times and in the Dark Ages, and it doesn't get any darker than the fall of Atlantis. As such, to historians, there have been various disasters which can be attached to course correction with the human race. The burning of the library at Alexandria, the fall of the Colossus of Rhodes, the destruction of Pompeii when Mount Vesuvius erupted, but none forced mankind to alter their course, like the sinking of Atlantis. The greatest city of its time, with agricultural advancements and technology that rivaled sorcery. This was the seat of power in the old world, and that, unfortunately, is what set it as a target in the minds of the weak, the minds of the greedy, and the minds of the morally bankrupt. And though no one living today knows for a fact what occurred those many, many years ago, we find ourselves in the middle of a grand question. What if the gods tried to save Atlantis? Not destroy it, as the fables would have you believe, but what if there had been a mission set in motion to protect the best of humanity? The best that they could come up with. A city with its own legend rating. There has to have been someone or some group trying to protect it. No? Trying to go against the very hands of fate to protect what this city represents. Trying to salvage the lives of the people who didn't know that these would be their last days. Trying to be the best of what lineage represents. For they are heroes of legend. Sons and daughters of the very gods and goddesses that have heard the pleas of their followers and have sent their brightest, their craftiest, and their strongest to be the bulwark that they can't be the sword that drives evil away, and to be the beacon that all others will follow for time to come. The calling rings in our heroes' ears. Action, excitement, danger, and insurmountable odds await them. Do they have what it takes to fulfill the potential that they have been born with and to be a hero of Atlantis? This is something that we will have to figure out as the story unfolds. And as such, I think it's a good time to introduce you to our players. Hello, gentlemen. It's good to see all of you.
Bonjour.
Uh, oh, there's another. That's what
How's it go?
it's like the fourth accent today. So as we always do with our one shots, we're going to introduce ourselves going around the table. We're going to start with Brandon. Brandon, where can people find you? What are you doing with your life?
You can find me at twitch.tv/cooking with Brandon. In January, I should be doing the very first stream. It's a friend lock of Pokemon Crystal Clear. That's
Pokemon.
exciting.
Which
Yeah.
which Pokemon am I?
You're probably going to be whatever the second thing we catch is.
Not the first one?
No, that's reserved for my friend Alex, who hates Bulbasaur. So
Okay.
I'm going to force him to play my Bulbasaur.
So I'm before Zoe, then, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Just making
An
sure.
honor indeed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Let's move on to Ike. Both of you I have seen in less than 12 hours, I think.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So we were all three of us were in Star Wars last night. Ike, where can people find you and what are you doing with your life?
All right. I'm an artist, and you can always find me every other Friday playing Star Wars, starting in January 2022. Every other Tuesday playing Werewolf in the Wild West.
Hot
So
damn.
also run by Will Raven Ravnos Archon.
Yeehaw.
Yep.
Uh
Man, I wish I had the time. I'd be all about that. I would come in costume.
Yeah, yeah,
You know that Wild West,
yep.
Wild West slash Victorian
Werewolf
is my fucking my aesthetic.
Oh,
and
Like that's what
werewolves.
I wear wandering about the streets.
yeah, and werewolf is his life. It's funny because I did lose a member. I lost my Galliard the week before we were gonna do their session 0, and I scrambled. I was like, I need to find somebody, and luckily the young lady who plays in the L5R game, who already has Tuesdays kind of locked away for me, was like, I'll join, and I was like, are you sure? Because that means that now you're gonna be like every Tuesday you're gonna have to see my ugly mug. Uh, but she thankfully came on board. She's dived into the system. She's never played it before. She's just never experienced anything outside of Dungeons and Dragons. So it's kind of fun teaching her the game.
L5R
L5R
and
and
werewolf.
werewolf.
Yeah,
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 that's a big step up from D&D.
yeah, I agree. Uh, yeah, she's playing Armetis Galliard Stargazer. So it's gonna be real interesting to see what happens.
I'm curious. I never did Werewolf Wild West, so I have no idea where the Stargazers are hanging out in the Wild West. That sounds like it would be a thing to know what's going on.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna really play up the breaking of the Stargazers from the nation. Um, but bringing us to our newest member to join the family, Rurik from 3B Radio. Where can people find you? What are you doing with your life? I know that you're
All
playing
right.
Conqueror's Blade, right?
Well, so 6 months ago we had 3 active games going on 3B Radio, and that kind of petered out for a variety of reasons. People had real life show up. Right now we have our D&D game going on Monday nights. That's an 11th century alternate history set in using the D&D 5th edition rules.
Nice.
Coming up in January, we're going to be going back to the Game of Thrones universe for Unfortunate Sons, which is an RPG following a mercenary company as they try and legitimize themselves and get a castle. And then we've been playing Conqueror's Blade. We've been playing a ton of Conqueror's Blade. It's a PvP game that is historically accurate, and it allows me to wander about and kill people when I don't have the time to get out to an SCA event and beat people with sticks. That's really what it's about.
That's the that's the fix.
That's the fix. And everyone we're playing with Ari, we're playing with the rest of my household, and we're just like, look at the guys. They dress their shield wall, which is how you know we're a bunch of nerds, right? Because we're watching the soldiers. Someone dies and they dress ranks, and we're like, beautiful. But that is Tuesdays and Saturdays is when you can see us streaming Conqueror's Blade.
Nice. Julio's part of your Unfortunate Sons cast.
But Julio's in everything.
We love Julio here. Julio plays Manny Garza sometimes in our vampire game. And I don't know if I've done him justice, but I know that every time that I mention Manny even appearing in somebody's scene, like there's an eye roll or there's a sigh, and everybody's just like, this guy again. But it is a fantastic character. A little known fact for our viewers before we get started. Excuse me. You are the person that introduced me to Scion. Because you ran
in the cursed game.
Yeah, you ran I remember sitting there being like, I've never heard of Scion. Like I gave up on White Wolf after they destroyed Wraith. They killed my baby. And they replaced it with like Demon the Fallen, and I was so upset. And you were like, no, man, you can play the child of a god in this. And immediately I saw that they had the Japanese pantheon, and being a bit of a weeaboo, and a very little bit of a weeaboo, I immediately jumped on that, and I made what is probably still one of my favorite characters, which is the Scion of Hachiman, and which birthed the catchphrase, I gotta check my planner.
So So since you brought it up, I
Mhm.
want you to know, beware, because I fully intend to check my planner at some point in this session.
I would appreciate it. I might give you a stunt dice to check it. But jumping into Scion wholeheartedly, we find the three of you who have spent the better part of a year marauding around in what is. I'm gonna butcher the name, so why don't you give me the name of your ship?
The ship of the damned called Thoricto.
Oricto, which just means dreadnought in Greek.
Mm-hmm. I got you. There you go.
Yeah,
Set that in the chat.
nice. Um, you've spent the better part of a year getting to know each other, dealing with each other. Um, you've picked up a few odds and ends here and there, some strangers that have come into your life and left just as quickly, but two have stuck around. Two other scions, others that have been blessed with this same divine road that you're on. The first, of course, was Masika and their uh, guardian of sorts, their baboon named Asim. Before we get any further along, what does a lupo look like?
So Alupo is very much the son of his father. You know, he is tall, he is strong, as befits being, the child of one of the three brothers that rule over the world. He does shave his head bald, and he has some tattoos on his shaven head. He has a tight, well kept beard. There is some gray creeping in now that he's in his 30s, and he's seen some shit. For the most part, he spends he doesn't wear very much. He wears his chiton, usually in blacks or grays, which shows wealth because keeping black clothes black is very difficult. And when he has to go into combat, he wears leather armor. Um, you know, a lupo of war and a lupo just like hanging out on his ship are two very different people. When he's just on his ship, he's got a knife in his belt. He's easygoing, climbing up and down the rigging, laughing easily. And then when war comes about, it brings this entire other aspect of him. A helmet, be a barbute with a T, bident leather armor, and he becomes deathly serious because if you're going to send someone to meet his father, he wants to make sure that it's definitely someone who deserves it.
Nice. What does Masika look like?
Masika, she is pretty much average height, mid-20s, dark white hair, long, sandy complexion. She's covered in hieroglyphic tattoos all around, all over her body. Uh, her clothing is very regal, almost very goddess-like and queen-like Egyptian, with a flowing cape. Um, she can be seen with a scepter with the ibis, the hilt of it,
Hmm.
a jar of sand, which is where her guardian rests until he's unleashed, which is Asim,
Asim,
the baboon.
the baboon made of sand.
Hmm.
Uh,
Which pretty much does her fighting for her.
yeah,
Not that she can't hold her own; she can very well fight, but she leaves it up to Asim to handle that type of business.
of course. What was Masika's first impression of Alupo and vice versa?
Um, she the first time she saw Lupo, she probably thought he was another another typical male figure that she's dealt with in her past, misogynist, a tyrant. Um, she got to know him not like that at all. Much like he actually he sees her cause and stands by it. That's good in her book.
Okay. What was Alupo's first thought of Masika?
So, what we were discussing, before we came online, is Alupo was actively sought out Masika because he needed a CRS to help him with something that he was getting ready to go do.
Mhm.
And when he met her and he saw that she was someone who is chafing at the chains that bind society, he thought this was so novel and so interesting. And he's always looking for something new. And so he absolutely thinks she's he loves her attitude and he loves the way that she does things.
Mhm.
And he's 100% down. If Masika's like, hey, that guy over there is mistreating women, Alupa's like, all right, let's go take care of this shit.
That's enough for me.
Like,
And that's where we got along so well, swimmingly.
Swimmingly. And then that brought us to Catherine. Is it Sigony or Saigon?
Saigon.
Okay. What does Catherine look like in your mind?
Catherine has olive toned skin with piercing green eyes. Her hair is like a dark thick black that she keeps short and close to the head. Preferably in like just like a nice like braided upkeep kind of way.
Mhm.
She is dressed in which she would consider more of like the worker's outfit.
Hmm.
So it's breathable. It allows her to get to places and also go somewhat unnoticed. And so it's not like, oh, there's this noble woman. It's like, oh, there's this peasant girl. But in reality, she's getting from place to place so she can continue with her healing practices.
Hmm.
She also has a small jar that she keeps by her side, her govi. And then she has a like they're curious to everyone around her, but as a gift from her father, a small like pair of like goggles that she wears whenever she's operating.
Okay. What was Catherine's first thought as she boarded the Thoric Toe and saw Masika for the first time?
My first thought was that I did not want to be here. There were other things that I could be doing with my time, but the only way I could get my father off of my back was by pursuing this grand adventure and to continue healing as I move forward. Masika is a very interesting friend. I have not seen the markings on her arms before, but I now understand that she has also been cursed, as I have with a parent from above. So I take her very seriously as a strong woman who is fighting destiny as well.
What was your first thought of Alupo and his oarsmen of the damned?
I wanted to put each of them down into the ground and give them a proper burial.
I mean, the whole
But I
crew is
know
is damned.
I stay away from the crew. I like to stay up in the crow's nest of his sheep, and I just stay up there and talk to Masika. Alupo is a scary gentleman, but he understands the plight of a scion, even though he has embraced it more than I ever will.
how does Masika feel about Catherine?
She she sees Catherine someone that a friend, a kind soul, and someone who fits in the world that that she sees. Um, but she also is a little push probably every now and then to stand up to certain obstacles or certain things, circumstances. She feels like they can help each other and help her as well, guide her.
Yeah,
And yeah, pretty much.
I am so sorry
that's
about
fine.
that.
That's fine. Don't worry. We were discussing what Catherine looks like and how she feels about the undead on the ship, and how she tends to hang out with just Masika or on the crow's nest if possible because the undead give her the heebie-jeebies.
So you know,
Hmm.
uh, Tommy's driving down from New York
Okay,
on motorcycle,
that's
and
brave.
he did not clip his saddlebags on, and they flew off his bike.
Oh,
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 And so that's what he was calling
okay.
about. But you know, he's driving down, and he calls me. I'm like, oh
So,
god.
um, what do you think Alupo's thoughts of Catherine were the first time?
So I imagine that Catherine is actually Catherine joined the crew through Masika, and
100%.
so yeah, she's a healer and she's a doctor, and Alup was just like, I don't have anyone alive on my ship, like it's just me and Masika. And so I'm like, I mean, I don't exactly have issues with extra people, and uh, she seems interesting enough, and having another god. Another Scion on the ship is not necessarily bad. You know, it means more likely that we're going to get into some shit, which he definitely approves of. Uh, but he doesn't know her he doesn't know her that well yet.
Yeah.
Pretty much Masika vouches for her.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's on Ike if Brandon fucks everything up.
Great. Don't fuck up.
let's do
Catherine.
it. I'm looking forward to it.
So the wind and the current has brought you and the ship to Atlantis. It is not just a trading hub, it is the trading hub. It sits on the mouth of what is the Mediterranean and the Atlantic. There is not a port town that sits on the Mediterranean that doesn't know how to get to Atlantis or has trade dealings with Atlantis. And there are few cities on the Atlantic coast that don't know the grandeur of this city. Aside from the fact that there are tributaries along the concentric circles that make up the city that have been clearly marked as terra incognita, um, because although all paths lead to Atlantis, Atlantis can take you anywhere if you're looking for it. And stopping in for a break or supplies for the living members of your crew, you've come in and you can see just a variety of ships. Some that look like they're made of balsa wood and barely floating, some that are made of stronger, sturdier stuff, three-mast galleons, and there are some that even shimmer in the sun as if they were made of metal. But you notice that there's an unease in the city, even as you come to port and you come to berth your ship and tie it off and moor it off. You notice that the typical valets aren't kind of running around trying to get your attention, trying to vie for a spot in one of the many taverns or inns. People are more or less trying to find passage off the island.
Like in large numbers, people are like actively trying to buy passage off the island.
There are people. The docks themselves have been kind of quarantined, and the dock masters have formed a table where people can come and bid on the next available ship to leave. One such valet is kind of motioned over to you as you're tying off the boat, and as he sees the undead, the zombie state, the skeletal state of some of your crew, his jaunt quickly stops and becomes a very careful walk. And the boy kind of looks over. Eh, do you have space for people?
Uh Lupo looks at him and he says, "Yes, I can take some passengers.
How many?
Um, Depends how far you have us go. The less food I need, the farther I can go."
Yes, it is evident. And he kind of points towards the undead. One of the skeletons just turns in his direction and hisses, and he immediately jumps back. I tell them that you are not for travelers.
No, I just got here.
Good. There is understanding, and you see him quickly run away.
I look to the Spartoi, who are essentially the like the officers.
Yeah.
I'm like, make the ship ready, do any repairs, clean things up.
There's a quiet nod from the leader.
Which I'm sure he's aggravated because he knows exactly what the fuck he's supposed to do and does not appreciate me telling him again.
Yep. But this is probably the first time in about a month that you've been on dry land. How are Masika and Catherine handling this?
I'm so happy that we're docked. So happy.
Masika?
I'm pretty happy that we arrived. We're at the docks of Atlantis, correct?
Yep.
Pretty happy because I have um heard wonderful things about Atlantis.
Yeah.
News travels pretty far on how amazing it is and the wonderment, the wonders it brings. So it has my curiosity is piqued at this point
Yeah.
to
This
see if there's anything.
this is not a Lupo's first time at Atlantis. Is this Masika and Catherine's first time, do you think?
Yeah,
100%.
Okay.
that, and that's one of the reasons why I first boarded probably a Lupo ship.
Yeah.
Like I said, Atlantis brings a lot of wonders, and it's probably a world of magic, which is what Masika's always searching for.
Oh, of course. The library here is rivaled by none other.
So, some books, lots of scrolls.
You three kind of easily make your way past the crowd that's been gathered. And you can hear people kind of trying to figure out how much passage will be, if it's just like their children, if it's just not the entire family. Like there's a lot of haggling going on. Excuse me. And
Ex- ex- Excuse me, sir.
one of the
I'm
gentlemen.
just like one of the families.
Okay. The
What?
gentleman looks at you.
Why
Yes,
are you trying to get off the island?
there is a bad omen. The priestesses have gone blind. The temple to Poseidon has grown quiet. It's as if the priests and priestesses disappeared.
That is strange. Ah, which way is it to the blind priestesses?
He points in a direction. You can see this amazing domed structure in the vicinity where he points. All of the other buildings are kind of one story, maybe like a little bit of a half story above them, but the dome structure looks to be about maybe 4 stories tall.
And to what denomination do they fall to?
That you can worship any god here. That is the glory of the city. Is
So
this your
all
first time?
priestesses. Yes. All priestesses have gone blind?
Yes, all of them.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Um,
So,
Masika, Alupo.
Alupa walks over to Catherine. So saw that she's talking to the locals.
Yeah.
He was like looking around at all the ships. He's like, man, a lot of people leaving.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should probably leave. This whole city is falling under a sickness of some kind.
everybody
Pardon
is
me. If they're falling under a sickness, it's not exactly where the doctor should be.
he's got a he's got a point.
Yes, if the doctor does not care about dying, they have. I mean, I think we should see the priestesses and see what is going on. But so far, all we know is people are going blind, and I think a naval captain and a uh, a seer should not be blind. I also think I should not be blind.
Alupo chuckles and says,
Oh, Catherine.
if there is one thing that I know, it's if the gods are striking people blind, there is definitely something worth exploring.
But one of your dad's brothers is gone missing.
Which one?
I don't remember. The one about the water.
A god gone missing.
Well, he's not
Alupo
gone
thinks
missing,
on this for a moment and he's like,
but his people have gone missing.
is this
His
a
people.
bad thing?
I don't know.
Alupo's like, if Poseidon is not around,
Mhm.
I'm less likely to get sunk for no reason.
I mean, if you want to capitalize it, you can. I just don't think we should be here to face our own deaths. We can go talk to the priestesses if you wish, but I do not want to die on this island.
Nobody's gonna die, Catherine.
If we
You-
die,
Yes.
it will not be the first time that we visit the underworld. And like he starts walking off towards the temple.
Oh,
Wait,
so one of
nobody
us
has-
visits the underworld once, and now we all have been there. Okay, good to know.
I have to agree with you on this one too, Catherine. I do not plan on going to the underworld, but I do not see us dying either.
Yeah.
After all,
Okay.
the three of us are children of the gods.
Oh, of course we are.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
We die.
To those of you that have not been to Atlantis, there is a main husk, a main island that is surrounded by 3 concentric circles of land. Each of them has little avenues, tributaries that go from one to the other, with one main avenue kind of shifting ever so slightly from the outermost ring to the innermost ring to allow access to the main land. Each concentric circle has 4 huge towers, maybe 10 stories tall. And there are 12 in total, 4 on each of the 3 rings. And each of the towers is topped with what can only be described as a beautiful iridescent diamond. These have been called Apollo's tears. They're crystals that guard the city. The 12 of them channel the energy of the sun god for which they are named, and they create a shield of sorts to stop any invaders, any magic, anything that has been made under the sun has been stopped by the tears. And one of the main things that you see is that there are still guards that will go towards the crystals in what a lupo knows is an avian machine, an avian vehicle that's called an ornithopter. The jewels are cleansed twice a day, and they are inspected as they are cleansed to make sure that the defenses of the city are never waning. As you approach the large temple, which is a Parthenon on steroids, you can see that there are just alcoves every so often to different gods, separated by their purviews. The gods of death can all be found in one place. The gods of fertility can be found in one such alcove. But the gods of the ocean all have a central dais, and there's, amongst everyone else, the largest statue, of course, belongs to Poseidon. There's a massive golden trident that looks to be about 15 feet long that just goes tip to points, and it is pointing. A Lupa would know it's pointing straight towards Greece.
On the way through, I leave a piece of fruit at my father's altar, 2 drachma at Charon's statue, and a pearl at Poseidon's statue.
Very generous.
When you're on the ocean,
right?
So what? So I mean, the place is huge. It's got gods of every pantheon.
Mhm.
Where are the priests and priestesses that are attending to it?
They are mostly all gathered to one side. There are people that look like they're wearing the whites of healers, and you can see what looks to be a crate of some sort, with a couple of bottles of this purple liquid that they're administering to each of the priests and priestesses. But you can just see that they're all kind of being kept in one certain space off to the side. There's no real alcoves near them, so they're not in any real threat to anyone coming in. And you just hear that they're in pain. There's moaning. There's this low grumble. It smells of vomit in the room. And as you approach, one of the healers kind of looks over, comes up to you, holding their hands up. You should not be here. This is a dangerous place. We don't know what has afflicted them.
I look over at the sick people. How long ago was it that they fell sick?
A fortnight?
It has been okay.
This is has it spread to anyone else, or is it just your priests and priestesses?
So far, it has been isolated to just whoever was in the temple at the time. Luckily, it was only the agents of the gods.
All gods or a specific one?
All gods so far. We have not found any of the smaller divinities, but we might not have had agents here.
Is it okay?
Look at the healer and I say, show me the priest of Hades.
What did you want to say, Brandon?
I would like to go up to one of them wearing my goggles and
Okay.
use assess health.
Oh.
The Scion
Using
can instantly automatically assess the current medical condition of a single living patient in their presence. Dice pool none, cost none.
Oh, first level purview bot. Baboon.
Yeah. He suffers any they can tell how many levels of damage the patient is suffering, as well as any physical addictions they suffer, any illness or diseases which they are infected, and any genetic defects that afflict them.
Okay. Excuse me. You go over, you start to inspect one of them, you bring your goggles down over your eyes, you activate your purview, and as the medical information starts to unfold around you, you can see their weight, their height, the blood type. You can see that for sure about 15 days ago, they became genetically blind. This wasn't something that happened to them. This was something that was rewritten into their genetic code. It's almost as if the tapestry that their life had been woven on suddenly got a thread of blindness added to it.
Can I what denomination is this priestess that I'm looking at?
It is a priestess of a god that you've never heard of.
Oh,
It's just a bunch of consonants and maybe like two
okay.
or three vowels.
Hey, I think I want to cast a spell.
Oh,
I want to. Let me see if this is good.
sure.
I want to cast the Unlittled Eye.
Okay.
Allows the caster to see magic and supernatural powers that are normally invisible to mortal sight. So maybe I can
Ooh.
see if this was magical
Yeah.
based, or and I can see that apparently it also faintly reveals the threads of fate that entwine people.
Okay.
Can determine somebody's legend score, a Scion's legend score also. Apparently,
Nice. Yeah, so that's
What?
how. So you know for a fact that Catherine has more legend than the two of you.
yeah. But I definitely want to see like if this blindness is caused.
Okay.
Maybe it's a curse, and
Sure.
magical curse.
So it
It
costs
says
you.
dice pool 1 willpower.
Yeah, it costs you one willpower, and you roll your perception plus occult.
Okay.
I can tell you all this. It is not an illness that bodes these people.
So
This
yeah,
is not.
so
It is
In this case, there's
absolutely
no worry
contagious.
for us to become infected.
No, there is no contagion.
Yeah. The
so with Catherine telling me that,
uh,
that's when I'm like, let me see if I can see something
yeah, the
beyond the veil.
the priest of Hades is brought over to Alupo, and you see that not only does he have a ram's head to denote Hades, but he also has uh, a kind of gold coin that has a hole bored through it on a leather thong. He has accoutrement for other death gods. It looks like he's not just dedicated to Hades, um, but the healer kind of brings him over to you. This is Kirik. He is the one in charge of the gods of death.
Alupa looks at him, not quite the same thing that I asked for.
Just for the folks, the viewers.
Yeah.
I rolled 7 dice. That's my dice pool.
Okay.
Nice.
I rolled a 4, 4, 3, 2, 7, 7, 5.
Okay.
And
So
that's for the viewers, so they
yeah.
know what's going on.
So with the first edition Scion, 7 or higher is a success. So you got 2 successes. All of them are afflicted with something magical. This is not natural.
So yeah, I wanna let me
And there's
bring out my.
heavy use of fate binding, attaching all of them together. You can see you're used to seeing the strings that have tied you to Catherine to Alupo. But you notice that all of the priests are tied to each other, and they're also tied to the vials of the purple liquid.
Yeah, I use my scepter to cast this spell. My tattoos start to glow as I cast this spell. incantation.
Mhm.
This is not good.
So I look at this priest, Gyrick, you said?
Hirik.
Gyrick. And I say, I know my father is not the jealous type, but the same cannot be said. And I kind of do one of these like motions
Mhm.
at the giant statue of Poseidon. How is it that you managed to keep all the gods in favor of Atlantis when you're trying to keep all the gods in favor of Atlantis?
Hirik kind of looks over, trying to pinpoint where your voice is coming from. I cannot speak for the other priests, but some of the gods have accepted that there is one shepherd to guide their flock. Others, and it looks like he's pointing in a direction with his face, but because he's blind, he's pointing at a wall. Uh, you can only imagine that he is also trying to point off towards Poseidon or one of the other alcoves. He's like, some of the other gods have asked that we have one shepherd dedicated to their flock. Death, as you know, is death, and it doesn't matter who you end up in front of. There is an underworld, and you will end up there.
This is the truth. Real quick, Scion, I forget. When you buy a purview, do you get the powers underneath it, or you only get the one you buy?
You only get the one you buy.
That's what I thought. I was just double checking
Yeah,
because the ability to see ghosts would be convenient.
yeah.
Have that.
That would have been pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, the only ones that require you to buy them chronologically are the special purview, the Pantheon specific purviews like Arete, um, Heku, things like that. Magic is also one of the ones that requires you to buy it chronologically, I believe. And there's a third one that I always forget about because nobody ever really uses it.
You, Alupo,
So,
you want to see ghosts?
well, no, I want. Has anybody died yet from the sickness?
There is no sickness.
The healers
This is not-
shake their head.
Catherine's correct. This is
The
beyond.
affliction.
It
This
is
is
just
beyond
blindness.
sickness.
They are just blind.
I just start as I cast my spell.
Yep.
I kind of like smile in a way because there's magic here
Uh-huh.
involved, so that means in the right spot.
Yeah.
And Catherine's right. This is not no infliction or sickness.
Yeah. All the vials have a faint glow of magic to them.
There's magic at work here, friends, and
Anytime the gods bring magic into the mortal world, it is the mortals that pay for it.
Is that what they thought when they were fucking our moms?
Yes.
wow,
That took a turn.
yeah.
I'm not a big fan of my dad.
As I walk towards do I see anybody with this purple liquid drinking it at the time right now?
There is a healer pouring it into one of the priest's eyes.
I would stop doing that. Not pour any more in his eyes. In fact, I would stop using this liquid for the time being.
But, madam, the Ushin is the only elixir that has removed their pain.
It's actually probably making it worse. Or maybe it is helping. We don't know that for sure.
Can I do like a medicine check on the liquid?
Sure. Let's have you make an intelligence and medicine roll.
I would like to do the same.
Sure.
Intelligence and medicine?
Yeah.
What is it? Medicine and intelligence?
Yeah.
That's 4,
7 dice.
7 dice.
5.
Any epic attributes for?
I have fast learner.
Yeah, that doesn't help you.
You just want stuff above 7? 7 and above?
Yeah, 7 and above.
4.
3 successes.
Ooh. Oh, Masika has an epic intelligence.
Yeah, I have epic intelligence. Wait,
Yeah, you have 1 point of epic intelligence. Interesting. So you add 1 automatic success for that.
One extra success?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got right now 1, 2, 3, 4 successes out of 5, and I guess add the extra one, so 5
5
successes.
successes. So wow. Catherine, kind of, you see her go up to one of the vials, pick it up, shake it, and the purple starts to kind of swirl. There's little flakes of gold, and there's a swirl of gold that kind of starts to slither around the purple. And as Masika picks up her own vial and starts to kind of do the same thing, you see her open it, sniff a bit of it, and then close it. This is medicinal for sure. There are, you can smell herbs. You can see some of the kind of ground up fruits and plants that were used to create the salve. But there's also something that doesn't smell right about the concoction. It almost smells like there's blood in it.
Um,
And there's a heavy use of wine to kind of dilute the scent.
I'm letting the magic people look at things.
Yeah.
In the meantime, like I grab a random messenger child.
Yeah.
Like, come here.
Just looks up at you. How can I be of service?
I pull out a drachma
Oh,
and go to my ship, the Thoricto. And tell my second in command to bring me my weapons of war. It's the black trireme.
okay. I do this.
And like I look at him. Let him go. With speed, my friend.
you look at him with the iPad.
I point at the eye patch.
Yeah.
I'm watching you.
There's a moment where he just stands there frozen in fear, and then he runs.
Catherine, a loophole. What did you find, Catherine? This quote unquote remedy that they are using.
It is slightly medicinal, but there is a blood in it. I would not pour this on my eyes.
I'd like to know where.
Is it our blood or the blood of another?
I mean, it is not your blood. It is not my blood. It is not
blood of a human.
Or blood. Oh well, hold on. And then pull them goggles down. Try to get a blood reading off of it.
You pour some of the liquid out onto the floor, trying to get enough of the blood to register, and you've noticed that when you're looking for certain objects using your goggles, that they'll glow with a certain light. Like if you're looking for human blood, it'll shine like if you're using a black light. When you try to figure out what blood is in the substance, it almost blinds you. Like you have to take off your goggles. That's how bright the blood shines for you.
It is heavily concentrated, whatever it is.
And they try to mask it with alcohol too, with some wine.
See her react,
Yeah.
and I'm
You
like,
everyone should stop pouring this on people's eyes.
I did say that, but they still.
I'm actually gonna stand up.
Yep.
And I'm gonna call everyone's attention to me.
Okay. There's one person that's just like pouring the liquid into some poor schmuck's eyes, and he just kind of like looks
I'm
over
gonna
in
go
your
ahead and make a
direction.
command/charisma roll.
Yeah, he looks over in your direction. You see that he's still pouring the thing, even though the guy's like, yeah, I'm okay now, thank you.
And like with full like I'm a ship's captain voice. All of you. You don't know yet what you're doing, but you're trying to find some sort of magic. I've brought a doctor of the greatest type. Please give her a moment. Stop injuring yourselves by trusting magic before any knowledge.
Are you trying to be charismatic, or are you just trying to be forthright?
I'm trying to be more forceful than anything.
Okay.
You know, I'm totally pulling out dad voice.
Yeah, some manipulation and command then.
Okay.
You got a good dice
One
pool.
less dice. But the same amount of successes. That's going to be 4 successes.
Okay. Yeah, you see
I have
everybody just stops what they're doing.
Of course, they listen to a man.
Yes, but I think they need a woman's touch for this. And then I'm gonna use
Masika
benefit.
says that, and I'm like, it has nothing to do with gender, just loudness.
What were you doing, Brennan?
I have benefit of the doubt as a knack,
My head, Lugo.
Oh,
so that's under epic charisma.
yep.
Let me go back to it. So if the Scion uses a point of legend, they can get people to not dismiss what they're saying.
Yeah.
So
That's an important one.
how do I use a point of legend?
So remember,
Like
you
that-
have 16 points.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the minor points.
Okay.
You would just mark off a point of legend, and if Masika is still keeping up the ability to kind of see the magical threads, you'll notice that a tiny sliver of a thread has sprung out from Catherine and attached itself to everyone. It's almost imperceptible, though. It's like a spider's web in a morning dew.
Prince, it would be wise to put the purple the purple liquid down. Let your priestesses and priests pray to their behooved gods. The fates are at play here. This is no illness that needs curing. This blindness was stricken upon them from gods.
She says that, and I'm like, we should still cure the people.
It is incurable.
It's a curse.
There is no illness. They are now as if they were born blind.
And should we not make it so that they are now as if they were born, how they were born?
That is repentance.
It's a only way to quote unquote cure this would be to counter the spell. For that, we should find where is the source coming? What is the source? Where is this coming from? Pretty much.
We should find out what happened 15 days ago. That is when they were blinded.
I'm in favor of this. I go back to Eric.
Garrick?
Garrick,
Hirik.
come here.
He cannot see you wave at him. He is blind.
Yeah.
That's why I said come here.
Yeah. He starts to meander in your direction, but he's slightly off by like 2 feet.
That's fine. It's close enough. What happened? What was happening when you were struck blind?
We were preparing for the Feast of Midwinter.
And which gods were being honored?
All of them.
Did you leave any them? Was any of them left out for any reason by accident per se?
For future reference, don't honor my father during midwinter. He prefers to be left alone when his wife is visiting.
He nods in what he thinks is your direction, but he's just nodding at a wall.
I don't even correct him. I'm just like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, are we telling people that we are children?
I already did.
Oh.
I literally have a boat full of zombies. There's really no getting around it with me.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a very fair point.
But he kind of turns in the direction of Catherine, thinking that he's talking to Masika, and he's like, "No, ma'am. All gods were especially taken care of. There was a tribute left in every plate. Of this I am sure."
I look at Masika. You're wiser than I am. When we walked in, was there any gods that were missing who might finally have taken offense to their not being present in this cosmopolitan city?
All right. So one thing about Masika, she is definitely OCD when it comes to things like this. She will notice things out of place. Anything like from a crooked painting to a cracked window. So she would have paid attention to if there was a missing god that was not um paid attention to.
Out of the pantheons that you have learned about, all the gods are present.
He's not wrong. They were all accounted for, and
I mean, how many pantheons do you know?
More than me.
3, I would say.
So
three.
all three of us.
Mhm.
Okay.
I only know of 3 pantheons.
Yeah. Like full pantheon knowledge, yeah.
Okay.
Like you've heard of gods from other pantheons, but you don't know how many are in that pantheon.
Yeah, and it's enough to know what we know.
Yeah, like you know about a
That's
Thor, you know about a Loki.
We don't have internet.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm traveling to learn, find out more.
I have an idea. Why don't we go to the library and find a book? I'm going to French, but I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just leaning slightly. It's okay.
Why
Okay.
don't we find a book about this is now English. All right. I think we should find a book. A book. I
A book.
think we should find
it's a
a
boot.
book. I think we should find a book about histories with the midwinter.
You don't have to convince me to go to a library.
Yeah.
I love a good book.
I was more convincing a Lupo.
You hear the heavy sound of boots clomping down towards you, and you see the Spartoi are
Oh
brought.
shit!
Spartoi come walking in, but you also notice that there's city guards that are following them in, and one of the guards comes past you. Where is the speaker for Apollo? One of the tiers is cracked. We need service.
So I take like the Sparta comes and like he squires for me, like he helps me get dressed.
Yeah.
But as this is going on, I'm making sure that I'm pointing at whatever conversation is going on about Apollo.
And you see,
I have no negative feelings about Apollo, but I also have no positive feelings about Apollo.
yeah,
I spend a lot of time away from the sun.
Yeah.
Which one is
So-
Apollo? Is that the one that fights the women?
No. Apollo is the one who drives the sun around.
No, that's
Is,
it. The sun just rises.
He's the twin of Primus.
Oh,
I actually say to Masika, he's probably the most feminist of the male gods because his sister would have killed him.
oh, that is good to know.
Yes.
but you do see that a female stands up, young by all
Like
accounts.
I see.
And she just kind of like, I am the voice of Apollo. How may I be of service? And the guard just kind of really aggressively grabs her by the arm and just starts to drag her out of the temple.
A
Lupo.
but yes.
Lupo.
No. Like he grabs her,
Yeah.
and I grab him. Yank him back.
There is a better way that we can be doing this. We don't need to have violence.
And like I look at him, I'm like, did you just lose your mind?
This is a high priestess, sir. You shall treat her with respect.
I'm
Kind of-
just looking at him, like dead. Like my eyes are just. Like,
Yeah, he looks at the three of you as like, this does not concern you. This is priestess duties.
Yes, and she is blind, sir. We shall guide her there. Do not worry about it.
the way of doing things. How would you have liked to be pulled around your arm?
As a matter of fact, when Masika says that, I actively like pull him around. Like
do not break his arm. I do not have energy to fix it.
You can break his arm.
Don't break his arm.
You can do it.
I mean, I don't think you should break his arm.
at that point while they're discussing it, I let him go.
Okay. And you see
He still
him.
has another arm, Catherine.
And he should have both of them working when he prays for
so-
forgiveness.
So I look at the guard. I say, which of the crystals is cracked? And I look at the speaker of Apollo. High priestess, what is the procedure when a crystal has cracked? We will take you there.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And the guard just kind of like swivels his arm at the shoulder, like he is in pain. You don't have epic strength, but you do have epic dexterity. So I'm assuming that that's just one of those things where, without meaning to, you did kind of manhandle him like a rag doll.
I don't have epic strength, but I do have 4 strength
Mhm.
and 4 athletics. I mean, I'm 3 athletics. I'm not a.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a
I'll go with
schlub.
my one strength.
Oh, good times.
Oh, yeah.
So glad this isn't a combat-based game. Yeah, he grits his teeth and he's just like, follow me, I would take you to it.
As we go to leave, I look at the Spartoi
Hmm.
and I tell him, have the Marines prepare for anything that may come. So, like, the zombies are going to armor up and the Spartoi are going to armor.
He nods. And with a quick turn, all of them turn simultaneously and they all start to march out. Like, not goose stepping, but definitely like a well-oiled machine. It is evident that these guys have worked together for a long time.
I hate those things.
Not that bad, Catherine.
They are pretty bad. Those men should be resting. Not walking around like puppets.
I look at Catherine and I say, even in death, they still serve.
It's true. But
You shouldn't. I mean, you and your fathers have a lot in common.
suppose.
For Catherine, this is absolutely a negative.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And interestingly enough, Ike has brought up an interesting point. Are you two rivals?
I mean, our dads are.
I have to go look at the book now.
Yeah, I just looked at our dads are rivals.
Yeah.
But for who? For your end, like a Samedi or rival of Hades? Because Hades might not even know or care that Samedi is a thing.
Hades, my rivals are, yes, Dionysus, because I have issues with him anyway, Baron Samedi, Frigg,
Okay.
Izanami, Osiris, and Quetzalcoatl.
Elfu, Hades, Hel, Izanami, an Aztec name, and Osiris.
However, I will posit, and you can let me know what you think of this too.
Yeah.
While our dads are rivals, the fact that she dislikes hers
Oh yeah.
makes it so that we ourselves aren't actually rivals.
Yeah.
Even though she doesn't really like the way I handle the dead either.
Yeah, I see that.
I am going to be the woman that stops death.
Please just don't say that out loud. Like,
I say it every time I look at your ship.
like I imagine that we have had long discussions over wine as we're just the sound of my undead crew rowing rowing.
Like look at this unpaid labor that we have access to.
They could all be making millions of dollars of drachma. Just what you need to know is that death is unnecessary. We could fix it. We could create healing properties to make us all live lifetimes.
I don't understand how we're willing to fix death, but not the poor blind people.
Because it's as if they were born blind.
Well, it's like they woke up dead.
They weren't.
If they woke up dead, we'd bury them.
Catherine, they were cursed. And this has me, I don't know about both of you, but this is very intriguing, actually.
I'm glad you're getting off on this.
I have dreamt about coming to Atlantis for all its wonders, especially the magic I've heard in here. This place has. And we finally get here, we dock, and the first thing that's presented at our feet, the curse.
A curse. I'm so excited for cursing. And blind people. I'm
not for the curse.
You are very much for the curse. That is all I'm hearing you say. It is, I want to enjoy the curse. Why can't we enjoy the curse so much? It's like,
I want to enjoy finding a counter spell to counter the curse.
I mean, that is cool. We could also take out their eyes, and it is solved. They don't need to see if they don't have eyes. Did you think about that?
Lupo is not listening to them because, as far as he's concerned, this is now an academic question.
Yeah.
If man cannot speak, why does he need a tongue?
And so he's walking with the speaker Apollo,
Mhm.
and he's like, "Do the gems? As far as I remember, a gem cracking is not a common occurrence.
It is rare, but it has happened in the past.
How do you fix it?"
There are prayers that we are taught once we become voices for Apollo. It is his grace that fixes the gem. And you guys are brought to this clearing, and you see this massive egg shape with what looks to be these folded up dragonfly wings. And they open the sides of it, and you can see that there are maybe 8 seats. There's 2 in what looks to be the front of it, and then 2 behind them, and then 4 facing the front. The guard climbs in, is about to grab the priestess to pull her in, sees the three of you, thinks better of it, and then just kind of slides into what is the pilot seat.
I guide the priestess in, by the way, like I
Yeah.
gently take her in.
And you guys see the wings come forward and start to swoop up and down like actual dragonfly wings. But as they do, there's also a mechanic that starts to spin them like a helicopter. And you see the thing start to lift off the ground.
Well, man was not meant to fly. I will be right here. No, thank you.
Catherine.
You're a woman.
Okay. I meant men as a humanity kind of thing. This was not a sexist thing. We were not meant to fly. We were not born with wings.
Catherine.
Yeah, she says that, and I said, I'm pretty sure I have a cousin that flies, Icarus.
Catherine.
Of course.
Just get aboard. Nothing can happen. We're
We
children
could-
of the gods.
So much could happen. We could fall. We could die. You could spontaneously combust. I say this while I'm getting on, begrudgingly.
Luke was thoroughly confused at a child of death being so concerned about dying.
Yeah. That's the joy that Catherine brings.
Go
We
to
could drown. We could be stabbed.
I see the
We
pilot or the
could
mechanic.
also go blind.
The pilot is the guard that was trying to manhandle the priestess.
Oh god, I don't want to talk to him.
Sir, how long have you been piloting this?
All the guards have to take a rudimentary course. These are not difficult to fly. The difficult ones are the ones that are made for war. That you require at least 3 years of intensive training.
My uncle Peter will love this contraption, actually.
I am really not enjoying this. He's probably been doing this for like 2 months.
Like no, it's these are cradles. These are very much meant to just get you to a place and then bring you back. There's not enough momentum to even yaw or pitch in such a violent manner, and you see him just move the stick, excuse me, violently to the left, and the whole egg kind of shifts to
No, I
maybe
vomit.
Like on
maybe
command?
a 15-degree tilt from 0.
This is terrible.
Masika's
This is the
enjoying
worst.
this.
This is the worst thing we've ever done, and I live on a ship with dead people.
Masika's enjoying this because it's just
No.
like knowing how this is working is a thrill for her.
Yeah. And he looks back and you see that he's just like, oh, yeah, you see the military ones can go to a full 45-degree pitch.
Shut up. Actually, shut up.
Luke was like, I think I want.
I checked to see if the priestess is okay. The priestess of Apollo.
Oh, yeah. The 15-degree tilt is nothing for her.
And I ask her, "Are you okay?"
Yes. I am used to the ornithopters.
Dear, I have a question for you.
Of course.
This remedy, this purple medicine that everyone is using, where exactly is the source of this medicine coming from?
The Ushin, if you are speaking of, was brought to us. One of the healers had been working on different tinctures and salves for different ailments, and when this happened, the Ushin became in high demand.
And who was this healer?
You see that she kind of looks up And then she kind of looks at you with this strange face, and she's like, I for the life of me, I cannot remember their name.
I'm going goggles.
Look at the guard. You know the name of the healer that brought the machine.
And the guard kind of looks back. He's like, yes, of course, it was.
It was.
And you see him kind of look. Oh, I don't remember.
I look back at Lupo and Catherine.
Yeah, Catherine's put on her goggles already.
Odd.
What is going on with these two?
It would appear to me that if someone was saving the lives of people, someone would remember their name.
I want to assess both of their health.
Memories have been robbed from them.
You remember where this source is coming from exactly in the city?
And she's like, yes, of course, it is coming from.
That's what I thought.
Oh,
When
Yes, but actually, no.
when they talk about it, is it like the memories being plucked from them there, or there's already the hole?
no, the hole's there.
The hole's there. Can I tell like how long this abscess has been there?
At best guess, probably a fortnight.
Yeah,
I have an idea that I want to try.
whoever did it when the blindness struck. The memory has been taken from them.
I imagine then that the same perpetrator is responsible for both.
It could be covering tracks. It could be a devilish figure working in disguise.
But what does one benefit from making one of the greatest cities in all its priests and priestesses blind, and then in this remedy to leave them of the pain?
Well,
The
let's
priest,
be.
the priestess. Does she
Is the riddle.
does she seem like poisoned by anything?
No, not at all.
No. So she like the only like changes are like she now has like gaps in her brain for memory, and she has been blind genetically for 15 days.
Yes.
But
So-
there's no like she's dying of this. Like
Nope.
she has a ticking time clock. Okay.
So Chu,
Yeah.
I know Scion, the other side of Scion, are Titan spawn and the Titans and that sort of antagonist a part of your campaign that you're running?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Titans
how
are a
much does
thing.
Okay, my character, that's what I assumed I was fighting when I was down in the underworld.
Yeah.
So my character's going to say, or Alupo's going to say, it seems to me that while this may be the greatest city in the world, there are two things desperately wrong with it.
Blindness.
One, the gods are all on the same side here. The gods
Okay.
are incredibly jealous. Look at Troy. Two, if they're actually on the same side and happy here, this is not an example the Titans would want to exist everywhere else. The fractured nature of the pantheons is the only thing that keeps them from wiping the Titans off the face of the realms.
My father
Right.
has talked about the Titans.
The Titans are storybooks told in Greece.
Like a Lupo, total, like I spent 4 years fighting them.
Okay, and I spent 3 years studying how to heal people. We all do things.
You feel the ornithopter come to a slow stop, and the pilot kind of turns around and looks over at you. What was I doing? Where were we going?
Is the memory getting worse?
Has the memory gap grown?
This
So
has
the
This
curse
just
is
happened.
not-
This man is dying.
the curse is actually getting worse. Blindness, now memory lost.
Sir, you were taking us back down to the ground.
No, you weren't.
We're about to fall out of air. He's about to forget how to fly.
So we have landed. Are we at the crystal?
No, you've landed somewhere in one of the outer rings of the city.
Hey, Masika, you have quick learner, right?
Yes.
Could you have learned how to fly the ornithopter?
Yep. That's why I was talking and paying attention to all that.
Please take us to the cracked crystal.
You have a gist of what it takes to fly one of these things. So if you would like
It was
to,
very clear that these are easy.
yeah. If you would like to make an intelligence and we'll say control.
Control is where's my control? Oh, I got none in control. Great.
Good job.
I do got 4 in intelligence plus epic, so I got an automatic success already.
If
Real quick,
you have a skill,
Huh?
If you don't have the skill, you don't get your automatic success.
Real quick, I put points and I created a new skill called Other. Should that have been in control? I mean, I created a skill called Sailing.
Oh no,
Should that have been in control?
sailing is part of control. So yeah, I'd just say it's the same thing.
Can I forget how White Wolf Games handle assists. Can I do the actual flying while Masika assists me? Or vice versa?
That would be good.
You could try to be the one that pilots.
I have a dexterity of 4 and I have a control of 3. And I also have epic dexterity.
Yeah, no, it would be intelligence and control.
Okay, I have an intelligence of 3 and a control of 3.
Yeah.
Actually, true. I do get the success to intelligence rolls. That's 1 automatic success to intelligence rolls.
I thought you had
That's a
the
skill.
no. I thought you had to have the skill for a combined roll to get the
No, it just says here, epic intelligence adds 1 automatic success to intelligence rolls.
Okay.
In that case, I'll let Masika do it.
All right, go for it. See what happens.
I have 1, 2 successes plus the automatic one because of my epic, so 3.
3. All right. It's a little bumpier.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, everyone.
We could have just walked.
But you are in the air, and you can see that you are in between 3 crystals.
Ma'am, do you know how to fix the crystal?
As I have said, I would just go up to it and I would pray to Apollo that he would take pity on us and that he would come down and he would repair it for us.
Has this happened before?
Historically, yes.
In your lifetime?
No.
So, Masika, you're the one who's got the best chance of figuring out which of the 3 crystals was broken.
So yeah, I look at all 3 crystals.
Yep. Give me a perception and occult roll.
Perception and occult roll.
Yep.
Perception is a 4. Occult is 3.
Okay. Good rolls.
1, 2, 3, 4. Does anything happen on a 10?
It
Sure,
counts
I
as
got
2
it.
successes.
I got a 10, so that's 2. An 8, that's 3. 7, 4. Another 8, 5. Another 7, 6.
Okay.
6 successes.
Yeah. You see 2 out of the 3 are cracked.
2 out of the 3?
Yeah.
Dude, there's now 1 lying to us.
I look at the guard, and if he wasn't already worthless, I'd be upset.
Yeah. You see that he's got one hand on the rail by each of the doors, And he's just kind of like leaning out, like, we are flying.
We need to stop. This is dangerous. Oh, Apollo, please. Spare these people. Cleanse their crystals.
So
Oh,
Masika, pick one of the crystals and let's get this going before she forgets anything else.
Are you really mocking?
I'm not mocking. Oh, Apollo, please. They're going to. Oh, we're. Oh, so much happening.
So we have a problem. It's now one of the crystals. It turns out to be 2 out of the 3.
This is bad.
So
Yeah, the guard just kind of like staring out the window, out the doorway. He just kind of puts his other hand down. And he's like, "Is this real? We are actually flying."
I'm gonna hold this man in place.
Palupo, grab his hand, put it on one of the crystals, and I gently help the priestess put her hand on the other crystal.
Well, no, they're far away, right? Like they're far apart.
Yeah, the crystals are miles
Yeah,
apart.
we have to go to one. She has to pray on one, and then we have to go to the other, and she has to pray on the other.
All right, so I help her up. Oh, actually, no. I tell Catherine.
Yeah, if you
So
leave
I
the
have
if
to
you
find
leave the
it.
if you leave the controls, they will start to descend.
Yeah. So Catherine, can you dear and help her so she can pray to this one crystal right here?
I suppose. And I guide her to the crystal.
All right. The second
Here
you
you
let
go.
go, the second you let go of the guard, he throws himself out the window. I am flying. And you hear the heavy thud.
I do not want to be up in the air anymore. This is a lost cause.
Uh,
It was a lost cause, but a gain for one of your fathers.
hold on a second, real quick.
Yep.
I have to read something. I'm trying to figure out how much I care about this guy.
How to turn the recently deceased into another.
No. That I
Oh.
have for sure.
Okay.
That's already a thing.
All right. Hey, you see
Just waiting for his ghost to show up.
just poop. Now I can fly whenever I want. But yeah, you put the girl's hand to the crystal. Excuse me. You hear her start to chant a prayer.
I will assist her with her chant,
Okay.
if possible.
It's in Greek.
I can do that.
Okay.
So Cat's Grace apparently does not reduce my falling damage, so he's just gonna have to die.
It's fine. Said he just has another ghost. And you see as she finishes her prayer, she blesses the crystal. She takes a moment, she puts her hand up, like she just kind of like follows your arm up to your face, and she kind of very warmly puts her hand on your face. It was very nice of you to help me. Thank you.
It is no problem. Be
Now
safe.
we wait for Apollo's judgment.
How long does it normally take?
Well, we should go to the other crystal.
Where is he on his journey?
I look up at the sun.
It's probably midday.
He is at the halfway point.
It should be sometime after, as it's easier to drag the sun down than it is to pull it up.
Luke was like, yes, that's perfectly sensible.
Pilot and move on to the next crystal so she can pray to that one as well.
Sure.
I'm watching her brain, making sure that gap doesn't get any bigger.
Oh, there's nothing happening.
Okay.
But you notice as you fly away from this crystal, the one that you're flying to suddenly starts to vibrate, and you see that there's a glow coming from inside of it, and then it shatters. And then slowly you hear other crystals start to shatter. And as you spin the ornithopter around, you can see that all of the tears of Apollo have started to rain down on the city. And screaming starts to envelop most of the streets.
Oh no. Oh no. It might be smarter for us to get to the library. This god has forsaken his people.
First, we need to bring the priestess back to the temple where she is safe.
I agree with Alupo. Into the library.
As you bring the ornithopter around towards the temple again, you can see that heavy clouds have started to roll in. The sunlight has been blotched out from the city, and shadows have started to permeate heavily through the streets. Torches are finding it really difficult to give off any light. And even as you come into the temple, where it was very brightly lit and there's torches and sconces and whatnot, it is incredibly dark here.
My goggles give me night vision.
I know, bro. Your goggles give you everything.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah.
My eye patch also gives me night vision.
Oh, oh,
I
good.
have no night vision. I have no night vision, but
Oh,
I will
here we go.
to my father and ask the
Get
out
with the
the
program.
moon. It brings out the moon. He is a god of the moon, so to shed some light.
Ooh.
The moon.
Are you willing to use up one of your once per story points?
Once per story.
Yeah.
Is that? This is new. What is this?
So you have 3 legend points, which gives you. You have 3 legend rating, which gives you either 3 once per story effects, or 9 legend points to use for like boons or reroll failed rolls to add your legend to your DV to avoid an attack. Excuse me. The once per story allow you to add 3 your legend rating in successes and automatic successes to any one roll. But for this, are you willing to use one of those points to have that be an automatic thing where you're like, you reach out to your father, you ask him to give you a favor, and he does.
Fuck it, it's a one shot, right? As well, right, fellas?
Yeah.
So yeah, as I'm piloting,
Drive it like you stole it.
uh,
Drive it like you stole it.
let's do it. I'll do my once per story and ask him
Yep.
to share some moon, and then. But if I do this, that's it. I use up all my legend.
No,
points?
it's just one of them. You
Okay,
still have 2 once per stories.
Okay, but I also if he does answer my prayer,
Yeah.
brings out the moon. Bird's eye view of the surrounding terrain. I do have smoking mirror.
Huh?
That lets me see. I can see a lot of stuff reflected on the moon.
Okay.
So I could probably get a bird's eye view of the city.
Yeah.
As
And
well.
sure enough, you see that there is this parting of the clouds, and out of nowhere, you start to see that black sliver start to creep up over the sun, and you are in the middle of an eclipse. And again, the screams start to worsen. People are rushing around the city streets. The docks have now seen an overflow of people.
Masika, you're causing a car accident.
No, because you said it was dark, right?
Yeah.
Before that, the only reason why I'm bringing out the moon is so the moon can shed some light in the sky. But if the sun is still out and there's light, then I wouldn't do this.
I mean, the sun was hidden behind moons. What you've done is that you've created an opening the sun was hidden behind clouds, and what you've done is that you've created an opening in the clouds to show off this ability of yours, just to bring the moon out. It just so
Oh no,
happens
no, I
that
wouldn't have done that. I thought it was dark because everybody's saying their night vision and all that. So I was just trying to shed some light.
yeah, no, it
I'm
is
not gonna
it
put
is dark, but it is still daytime.
Oh, I thought it was already becoming night and all that because I would not have done this then.
No, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I take that back then.
Sure.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine.
I misunderstood. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. That's not exactly the effect I was going for.
No,
We
I-
totally Prince of Persia the shit. No,
Yeah.
no, that's not how that
No,
happened.
I would have appreciated a fucking eclipse during the fall of Atlantis. That's fine.
that would have been like, what? No.
Um,
Yeah. Okay. So there's still light then. Per
yeah,
se.
it's just muted. It's very
Okay.
it's dusky. It's kind of like foggy. And in the middle of the temple, as you land and you bring the priestess back, you can see what looks to be just a circle of dead bodies. There's strewn about are vials and empty containers of the Yushin, and standing there underneath the statue of Poseidon, holding the golden trident in her hand, is this massive, like 8 foot tall woman. She has this
Okay.
radiance about her, and as she turns to look at all of you, you can see that there's a pained expression on her face. Oh, I would have preferred if no one was here to witness this, but this won't be hard to erase. And she
Who are you?
pulls the trident free. I don't fault you for not knowing me. You're not part of my Titanomachy. But you, and she points at Alupo, you, I would have. I'm a little sad that it's taken you this long to figure me out.
Occult plus intelligence.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2 successes.
Um.
And 10s don't explode or anything, right?
No, they just kind of 2 successes.
All right, so 3 successes.
Okay. Given that she's mentioned the Titanomachy, given that she's mentioned that she has a connection to you, and given the memory loss that you've dealt with recently, your best guess is that this is the Titaness Nemesine.
Nemesis?
Nemesine.
I look at her, Nemesine.
Oh,
If I had to guess.
there it is. Which one of you wants to die first, then?
As she says that, I take out some of the dust in my pouch. Is Garrick one of the dead bodies?
He is.
I throw the dust on him and spend a legend so that he stands up.
And right next to Catherine, you throw the dust, and immediately,
What are you doing?
Catherine, you just see the dead arm just reach up, grab your leg, and hold you for stability as it brings
this is-
itself up
This
onto
is
its
fucking
knees,
disgusting. No.
and then up onto its legs.
Garrick, go get the rest of my crew. Battle is commencing.
He nods and he runs off.
Why are we fighting? Hold on. We can talk about this.
And I fully go into, like trident up combat stance.
Okay.
We can have a conversation. Hold on.
Catherine, just stand behind me and the jar.
Or we could talk about this. We could all just talk about this. Hold on.
Okay. Nemesine, I would
Hello.
like you to meet Catherine.
Hello,
Would you
you
like
are-
to speak with Catherine?
Who is? I want to know who Nemesine is. I want to know why we are facing death. This is all different.
Oh,
So like, I totally post up,
yeah.
and Catherine's like, no, hold on, let me talk.
Hold on. We need to talk.
And
about this.
I put the thing down and lean on it. Like,
Yeah.
Please.
I was like, oh. You have a talker amongst your crew.
Yes.
I understand.
So who are you exactly?
You see that in the blink of an eye, she shifts from where she was standing over by the Poseidon statue over so that she's standing between you and the priestess to Apollo, and she just puts her hand on your shoulder. She's like, I am
Well, fan
heightened,
of this.
my friend.
That's cool.
And with the same kind of energy, she just reaches back and drives the trident through the girl.
So this is how it's gonna be.
I look at her. I was like, I was mostly fond of her.
So she, how close is she to me?
She's touching you.
Oh, she's touching me?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's really sucks. Oh no. All right, so I'm going to use infect. The Scion can inflict harm directly.
Mhm.
Doing so costs 1 legend. No, wait. Alternatively, she can downgrade a number of health levels equal to successes on the roll from lethal to bashing damage. Doing so costs 1 willpower. But I can only do this once a day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, it is in my stamina and my medicine.
Oh.
So that is 3 plus 3. That is 4 successes.
Ooh. That is 4 levels of damage?
Um, uh, from lethal to bash, so 4 points of lethal damage, I believe,
Okay.
and that cost me 1 willpower.
Okay. You lash out. Her hand recoils as she feels the pain coursing through her body.
And then I fucking run away.
But you don't see that any actual harm has befallen her.
I'm just like, just said we were talking.
And then she killed someone. So do that thing you do. I'm running away.
Okay,
Not
so
really.
we're gonna roll initiative.
How's that shit work again in this game?
Yeah, I have not run Scion in a minute, so let me.
Is it 1 dice?
I believe it is 1 dice.
Yeah, and then you add
And then like
something.
we tick down, I think.
Yeah, there's the wheel. One of my favorite
Which, by the
parts.
way, I love so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while too.
Yeah.
So with
I
with
believe
the
it's
goggles on, I can see how much damage she's like accrued, right?
Yeah.
Yo, is there anything your goggles cannot do?
It's
Yeah,
just
for real.
basic. It's first level health. That's just what it does.
Yo, your goggles are amazing.
Yeah, it's like,
I want
hey,
goggles.
my goggles allow me.
Okay, so it's a wits plus awareness roll.
There it is.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Wits and awareness.
Yep.
And awareness. Which is 3.
3 plus 2.
Awareness is 2. Oh.
Could have put in a point of epic wits.
Yeah.
I got 2.
2.
2 as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
Successes as well.
The record. This is exactly the type of thing that would be really cool if it wasn't a one-off to make a widget for
Yeah.
Twitch streaming.
Okay. Well then, I just rolled 3 10s on my join battle.
Well, that must be cool.
Lucky you.
So she's gonna
bet
start at
I bet
0.
you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I am actually. I got a total of 9 successes So minus your 2 means that all of you start at 7. Excuse me. And for the wheel, as far as people who have never played Scion before, every action has a speed attached to it, and the speed is a number that you tick back up to once you hit 0 on your track. So she starts at 0 because she got the highest initiative score. She's just gonna throw the trident at Catherine. That's gonna reset her to 4. And then she's still the lowest one, so we'll all take down to 4. And she'll take a second turn after that. Let me just. So, what is Catherine's dodge DV?
How on earth do I figure that out?
It should be on your character sheet.
I think there is a dodge. Is there?
Yeah.
2.
Oh no. So wait. So because there is math involved, it would be your dexterity, which is 3.
Okay.
Plus your athletics, which is 1.
Yeah.
That's 4. Plus 4 for your legend. That's 8 divided by 2 is 4. So your dodge DV is actually 4.
Okay. Okay.
How does epic dexterity work into that?
It adds whatever your normally successes would be. It adds 1 after the division.
Okay, so dexterity of 4,
Uh-huh.
athletics of 3 puts me at 7,
7.
legend of 3 puts me at 10,
10, so you're down to 5. Plus 1 for your plus 2.
so that puts me at 7,
Dodge 7, yeah.
and then my trident gives me defense bonus of 2.
Oh, so that's for parry. That's not dodge. So
it just has defense rating.
yeah. So if you wanted to parry with the trident, it would be your dexterity plus your melee plus your legend. Divide that by 2. Add your epic, and then add your. Oh no, sorry.
Okay, yeah. So
add your defense value before the division.
So I'd be at 8.
Yeah, so before.
So I'm going to be using parry.
4 plus 3 is 7. You said it gives you 2. That's 9.
Yeah. Plus legend is 12. Divided by 2 is 6. Plus the defense value.
Yeah.
Plus the. So I'm at 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the parry. So that's what I'll be doing for defenses.
Okay. So we know that Catherine has a dodge DV of 4. I need to get at least 4 successes. Ones do cancel out. The trident comes flying at Catherine. And you can feel one of the tines just grab onto your coat and rip it as it flies by, but it just impales itself into the base of the statue of Poseidon.
Oh, jeez.
Narrowly avoiding you. The 1 that I rolled saved you.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh, Catherine, are you all right?
No! I'm not all right!
Yeah. So she's ticked down again by 4. So this puts you all at 3. So she's going to take another 4 speed action. That means that all 3 of you will get to go before she goes again. Oh, there's the 1. And you see the roof of the temple just suddenly collapse as a lightning bolt comes crashing down through it. This time I do get Catherine.
This time, yes.
So I got 6 successes, which is 2 over your dodge DV.
Hey.
That means one of them one of the successes goes to your actual hit it. The other one is threshold over. So that means I get 1 added to my damage. So now that we get to find out how soaking works, soaking is also automatic.
Okay.
What is your stamina? 3.
It is 3.
Okay, so you can soak 3 bashing.
Okay.
You can soak 1 lethal,
0 aggravated.
0 aggravated because you have no epic stamina.
Okay.
So the lightning bolt is gonna do garbage.
Nice.
I'm only doing 3 points of lethal damage. So you soak 1 automatically.
Okay.
So you take 2 points of lethal damage.
Okay. And where does that go on the health sheet? Which one's that again?
The
The
dash,
slash.
the slash, yeah.
Okay. So I'm now at a -1.
Yeah, to all your rolls.
Okay.
And you see this lightning bolt just come down from the heavens.
Bitch!
Who wants to go first out of the 3 of you?
I'll let Masika
me.
go first.
I'm gonna run up to Catherine and if I have a jar, it's the sand, a seam. I keep them in a pouch.
Yep.
I think it's easier to carry around than a jar.
Sure.
So I take out the pouch and I pour out the sand with calling out his name, Asim Protect.
And you do see the sand swirl into being, and it just becomes this massive kind of 6-foot tall baboon.
Aziz, light.
And I make sure Catherine and myself are behind Asim.
Okay.
I bring out my scepter.
Yeah. He growls and will lunge at her after he fully forms this round. Yeah, Catherine want to do anything, or does
How close am I to another dead body?
within 3 feet?
Within 3 feet?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Okay. I'm going to open up my Govi and I am going to spread some dust onto one of the dead bodies and animate the corpse with Unquiet Corpse. And that's going to be
I'm sensing some hypocrisy here.
I'm just mad now.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not killing anything.
No. You're always judging you just judged poor Garrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second he used you to get up.
Yeah. I just want to point out that before that, I wasn't struck by lightning.
So lightning is the line caller here?
100%!
Would you
I'm
have
just
done
trying to
the
figure out how
same?
it
Like,
works.
is it just that the lightning did this, or would you have also done this if you gotten stabbed by the trident?
I think if I was stabbed by the trident, I'd probably cry. I'm just trying to figure out how it works because it's charisma plus command for the dice pool.
Mhm.
The zombie remains animated until it is destroyed or I die.
Yep.
The rules for it are on 293.
This is the death purview.
Yeah, it's Unquiet Corpse. I'm just trying to figure out what the dice pool's for.
Yeah. It's to give it orders.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
I didn't, that was just a thing because This is pretty quick.
Yeah. It just
Okay.
costs you a willpower point and a legend point to raise it.
To make one.
Yeah.
Okay. But then I will be doing that. And then I guess on its turn I give the order because it's just going to be protect me.
Yeah. You just be on your turn. You order it around.
Okay. So this turn it raises, and then next turn it
Excuse me.
I can use it.
Yeah, it's starting to come up, and you can just give
Okay.
it the order as it starts to reanimate.
Yeah, perfect.
That brings us to Alupo.
She's next to me, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it's we're getting a little stabby.
Oh, okay.
All right. Lupo, do your thing. Fancy man.
Difficulty 7, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that's going to be 6, 7, 8. And I forgot to roll my air attack. No, nothing. 8 successes.
8 successes. So you've got 1 over, so you actually do hit her. But you don't.
And
don't
so
get
my
any
damage
threshold.
base is 3 for my strength, 3 for the weapon is 6, 1 because it just says +1, so that's
Yep.
7.
Yep.
I didn't get any additional successes,
Nope.
so
That's just
it's
7.
just 7.
Ooh, boy.
You keep saying that her trident is speed 4. Tridents are speed 5, or is it just that hers is faster?
Hers is a speed 4.
All right, just checking. I'll have to speak with my uncle about keeping that in the future.
The 12-foot tall trident.
Yes. I'll melt it down. I'll turn that shit into a Bident. I'll break off the middle fork.
Right? How much damage did you do?
7.
7 damage.
7 little.
Okay. Yeah, you see
And that's that she's got a shit ton of defense. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Anybody else would have been unhappy.
You actually draw some blood, and she just kind of looks at you, and she nods almost approvingly. Oh, such as I would expect from someone of my pantheon. I appreciate a good fight. So everybody resets to their speed. Summoning is a miscellaneous action. I'll say it's a speed 4.
What does it put me at? It puts me at 4?
Yeah. You reset to 4 on the die. She takes down once to get to 0. And then she's going to do a miscellaneous speed 4 action. She's going to try to touch a Lupo.
No touchy.
So what is you're gonna try to block her with the trident?
Yeah. 100%. Just bap that shit.
So that gives you a dodge parry DV of 8, you said?
Yeah.
3, 4, 6 is not enough. Yeah, you see her hand suddenly glowing with this purple energy, very akin to the coloration of the potion that everybody's been given. And you just quickly kind of put the trident between you and her fingers. I think everybody's at 3 on your end.
Well, no. Catherine they should be one step faster than me.
Yeah. But what are you two at? You're muted.
Muted, Brandon.
I'm sorry, my sister is talking to me through the door. What was that?
Okay. What speed are you at currently?
I was at 4, and then we take down 1.
Yes.
Then I'm at 3.
Okay. So yeah. So we'll take down 3. That'll mean that you and Ike get to go.
Okay.
She's at 1, and so should Alupo then.
That is correct.
Okay. So what does Catherine and Masika want to do?
I'll let Masika go first.
Okay.
Well, guess I'll have Asim attack and lunge.
Okay.
Go full baboon berserker fury.
Do you want him to bite or do you want him to punch?
Let's go with bite.
Bite. All right. Roll 8 dice.
It's probably the stronger out of the two, right?
They're both around equivalent. They just do different damage.
Okay. Yeah, let's go with bite then.
All right. Roll 8 dice for his attack.
Oh shit. Okay. I recommend everybody has a guardian baboon.
Yeah. I mean, you put 4 points into him, so yeah, he's gonna be a little bit buff.
All right. Successes. Let's see. I got 1, 2. Shit, it's so dark in here again. 3 successes.
3 successes. You see that he just goes rushing over. There's a swirl of sand as he takes shape here and there in between the sand shifts. And he comes jumping at her, mouth fully open, but he just doesn't land a hit. She kind of grabs him and just throws him to the side. Catherine? Or do you want to do anything else? Like,
For like I said, for now I'll just have the scepter out and just actually.
because
Can I
command.
do another action or
Yeah, it's just whatever action has the higher speed, that's the one that you're gonna suffer. And you'll also suffer some dice penalties.
okay. I was gonna cast Evil Eye, but I'll wait till my next turn, I guess.
Okay. So you'll reset to 3. What is Catherine doing?
Okay, here is my plan. With the goggles on, can I see what her health level is at?
Sure.
Is that going to be like an action, or is that just like a quick thing?
Yeah, if you're gonna study her, it's gonna have to be one of your actions.
Okay.
That one should be quick, right?
If he just wants a glance at how much damage she's taken, yeah. But if he wants to know how
Yeah,
much,
I just wanna see how much damage. No, because I want to know how much he has left.
yeah, if you want to know how much left, you got to study her. So that's gonna take an action.
And does the zombie move on its own turn or my turn?
Right now, he's just staying between you and her. So that was the last that was the last command I got.
Would yelling attack count? Like get her or something would count as my action?
No.
No. All right, then I'm gonna command the zombie to attack her, and then we're gonna study her.
Okay. So make a perception and medicine check.
Perception and medicine. Perception. 3 plus 3. That is 2 10s, and that's it.
Okay.
Just 2 10s. So
It's 4 successes.
Yeah.
She is currently 3 health levels out of 47.
That all.
We're not going to win this fight.
Always one pessimist attitude.
Always
What?
naysaying.
3 out of 47 total.
That means nothing to them.
If I had to
Um,
arbitrarily put it on like points,
That'll be a miscellaneous action of 4 speed, so reset to 4. Everybody take down ones. She's at 0. Lupo's at 0.
Not too.
What do you want to do?
So I'm gonna go ahead and hit her.
Okay.
Now she gets DV penalties because she's been hit so many times. So she's down by 2.
Ooh.
The next thing I'm gonna say is, do I have to spend legend points before or after I roll?
For a reroll?
No, to add my legend rating to a roll.
Oh, after. You can do it after.
All right, let's go. Six again, plus 2 for my dexterity is 8, and I'm gonna go ahead and spend a legend point to bring that up to 11.
Ooh. That'll
And she was
give-
down 2 DV.
Yeah. So that'll give you 11 minus 1 to hit, minus her DV. Means that you get 4 to add.
So I will do 11 damage. She is probably less than thrilled as me at the moment.
she has 33 health left.
No, because she also gets a soak.
Yeah.
I imagine she gets a fair bit of soak.
Yeah.
I did 7 to her last time.
And she took 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna do all the math, but I'm gonna say that I'm pleased with the way this is going so far.
You see, she holds out her hand, and the trident comes flying back into it. Uh,
I look at her right in the eyes and I say, "You still have the opportunity to stop this before the gods decide to end you for your blaspheming."
Going to die.
She smiles. You see all the wounds seal up on her body, and she's gonna try to stab you.
And she gonna try to stab you. The fact that she's
Oh.
vaguely faster than me is obnoxious. Because she's not like, it's not like, oh my god, she's so fast. She is speed. She's just like 1 point faster.
Yeah.
We
I-
could just run back to the boat.
I got 8, which means I hit.
I'm gonna spend a legend point to add 3 to my DV. And block again.
Oh,
Boom.
okay. Burn those legend points.
No. Lupo's like, this is his legendary moment.
Yeah. And you see as the 2 tridents clash, yours significantly smaller than hers. There's no way that yours should be able to block this massive thing of gold. Excuse me. But there's a resounding twang that just resonates throughout the temple. And for a moment, all of you feel the earth shake. And you imagine that it's from the impact. But then she steps away, and the earth is still shaking. She resets to 4. You reset to 5. Who's the lowest?
I have 3.
I have 2.
So we'll take down twice. that'll mean that Masika can go.
It's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I will cast. I bring out my scepter, and I enchant. I start doing an incantation, and I cast Evil Eye on her,
Oh.
and that is a cost of 1 legend,
Hmm.
and I have to roll Manipulation and Presence. Caster curses a single target with a withering glance or insulting gesture. Do the success levies a dice penalty on the dice pool for the target's next action.
Okay.
1 die is subtracted per dot of the character's presence. I have 1 in presence.
Okay. A -1 if
Your
you get.
mom.
So yeah, you take out 1 dice from your pool. On the casting effects, 1 additional roll. Each success on the casting affects 1 additional roll.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
For example, if the caster rolls 3 successes, he affects the next 3 rolls made for the target. So I have to roll my manipulation and presence.
Yeah, do it.
Dale, give me some love.
Yeah.
How many rounds of this -1 are you inflicting?
Because let's be clear, when she hits me, I'm not gonna be happy.
No, you ain't.
1 success. Great.
Okay, so 2 rounds.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then let me remove my legend point.
Yep.
Wait, where is it? All right.
Yep.
Hey Chewy, how long are my boys till they get here? I know it's a while. Like I'm not expecting them to be here anytime soon.
Yeah. I said I wrote down the number 10, and it's been 3 rounds.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Just checking.
You're gonna get here by the time by the time of the fall of Atlantis.
So magic is one of those weird miscellaneous actions, so we'll give you a speed of 4 for that. I believe Brandon, you have a speed 1.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll take down
Oh, no.
once.
Now it's 0.
You get to 0. You get to go.
When does my zombie go?
On your turn.
Oh. Okay, go. I'm gonna tell my zombie to go while I start yelling. Can we please leave now? We're going to die here. Yes.
That was the best time for that.
Yes. There is an earthquake happening and we are still here. Let us go.
I look I look at Catherine. I'm like, so she's upset Zeus by co-opting lightning. She's upset Poseidon by co-opting earthquakes. We have to fight.
We are going to die here.
You don't know that for sure.
If we die, we die.
So a hungry corpse is what it counts as?
I believe so, yes.
No, just zombies.
I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to die yet, Alupa. There's plenty of books to read.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So yes, you have either a clinch, an unarmed heavy attack, or an unarmed light attack that it can do.
Whoever is the strongest one.
Okay. So light. Well, a light gives you more dice but less damage. A heavy gives you more damage but less dice.
Okay, we'll do more damage but less dice.
Okay, so roll 3. Roll 3 dice.
I would have suggested the other way around, but I cannot say that without medding.
So 1 success.
Yes.
He misses. He just swings wildly and does not connect. Anything else that you would like to do?
If I can analyze her again, I would do that.
Sure. Make your perception and medicine.
4.
He's at 0 out of 47.
Hey, she's healing. She's like getting better.
Yeah, Lupo saw it
We're
firsthand.
just dying.
Yes, Catherine. Catherine, we hear this.
We can see it.
Let's run away.
So speed 4 for Catherine, and we'll take down once. She's at 0. Gonna try to stab a Lupo again. She's at a -1.
Yeah.
That's run there. There.
Is the minus dice doing anything? Like
It might
evil,
save me a legend point.
evil eye curse?
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, yeah, because I didn't roll high enough to even contemplate using my legend to get me high enough. So she just swings wildly. It does not connect though. That's resets her to 4. Who's the lowest?
Me, I'm at 2.
All right, we'll take down twice.
And I'm at 4.
I'm at 2. What is Brandon at?
2.
2. So Ike, you should be at 1.
Yeah.
Because you
Got
always,
one,
you always just you reset to whatever speed you become, and then you take down with everybody else.
okay.
Sadly, no one hit her.
No.
But I do get to move for free, and I do have Monkey Climber, so I'm going to run up the side of something and attack her from on high, which will lower her DV between 1 and 3. Choose it's your choice.
Okay. Instead of lowering the DV, I'll just give you a stud dice.
I'll take it. Essentially, like I run up the like a pillar or something and stab her.
Yeah.
That was less than helpful. But I am going to go ahead and I will burn that legend, which will give me 7.
Okay. You get a 0 threshold.
So I hit, but no extra damage.
Yeah.
So she'll take 7.
Ooh, you put some damage on her. You reset.
I tick back up to 5.
Yeah, and we take down once, so that
So I'm at 4.
it should be at 0.
She's at 0 again? She just hit
No,
me.
Ike is at 0.
Oh, I was like, fuck.
No. I did contemplate like somebody was gonna run a Scion game, and I did contemplate the redoing Mifune with like a katana with speed 2. But I was like, that's obnoxious. Ike, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna have a theme. How big is this? The statue of Poseidon?
I believe I said it was like 15 feet tall.
Okay. I wanted to see if Asim can grab something and just use it like a club to hit her with.
I mean, there's benches.
Let's do it.
Okay. Give him a 9 dice pool. Roll 9 dice for him.
9 dice.
Mhm.
Okay. Uh, 1, 2, 3 successes.
He comes rushing over, grabs one of the benches, and then just brings it swinging into her, and it shatters against her form. And she just kind of looks at him, and then looks at you. Wait your turn, please. One at a time.
Oh gosh, I don't have like her. And with that, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna do evil eye again on her.
Okay.
Man, I like Evil Eye.
-1 die.
Let me roll my 4 dice. 3 successes.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, so you extended it to 4
And one of them
rounds.
was a 10, so that's 4
Okay.
successes.
That's 5 rounds. Okay. So you reset to 4. We'll take down a once so that she can go.
Go at the same time.
Oh, what do you want to do? You can go first.
Oh. Which is the attack that does more dice?
For your zombie,
Yeah.
the light one.
Okay. How many dice?
That's 5.
Oh, cool. Two.
Cool. Yeah, he just tries to swipe at her and she kind of bats him off.
I'm just gonna. I don't know. I actually do have an idea now. I would like to use benefit of the doubt on Alupo.
Ooh,
If it works like that.
Child. What does benefit of the doubt say?
Let me go back to it. Let's find where the knacks are in the book.
Yep.
I have a small army of undead coming. Please don't aggravate me.
Yeah, they're in like they're like 7 turns away. I'm trying to get us to go towards them. What the hell is it? Attributes. I need to put bookmarks in here.
Either way,
It's
Alupo,
it is a thing that I talk and like
yeah, Alupo's gonna get aggravated anyway.
yeah. Sometimes a Scion has to be able to help people or convince them to stay out of harm's way. The player of a Scion with this knack spends a point of legend. And then something you say convinces the listener to not dismiss what you're saying. And then whatever the reason, the listener gives the Scion the benefit of the doubt.
You just like go back to the ship.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
All
In
right.
the middle of battle.
Yeah. So that sounds like one of the best ideas Alupo has heard so far. And as her voice rings in your ears with a little bit more honey than normal, what is your parry was 8, you said?
Yep.
So I rolled high enough that I can actually use my legend now, and that'll bring me up to a 15 total. So that's -1.
Is that yeah? Minus the 1 die.
No, that's with the -1 die. So that's 15. -8 is 7. -1 for hitting is 6 thresholds. So you take 9
I'm gonna
lethal.
burn a legend to lower that lower. I still have a couple more.
Okay. So you're gonna raise your DV by 3.
Yep.
Okay, so that brings it to 11. -15 is 4. -1 gives me a threshold of 3. So 3 plus 3 is and her 4. That's 10 lethal.
Okay, so
Because she doesn't have epic strength.
I soak 2, so I'll take 8.
Okay.
Why are you so insistent on dying?
How does this work again? It's just straight down, right?
It
The
just
character
straight
sheet on
down.
here.
Yeah,
The character sheet on here is pretty confusing.
yeah, it's straight down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You would take 7 lethal, and then the top one will become aggravated. As
Mhm.
it, and because you've taken more than your stamina, you do fall unconscious.
Well, I gave her the benefit of the doubt, but I'm asleep now.
You did, yeah. You see a Lupo for a moment just kind of looks back at you like, you know what? Maybe we should go to the boat. And then you see him get stabbed with the trident, and he just collapses.
I'm 100% blaming being distracted.
Yeah. Maybe I won't save her life.
Yeah,
That tracks.
that's what you call it.
But yeah, I'll reset to 4 like I'm supposed to. Who's the lowest out of the two of you?
Where do I reset to?
Oh, 4.
Okay.
So Ike, what are
Yeah,
you
it's
at?
my turn. I was at 0 before, went up to 4. It's been brought down how many times already?
Once. This would be twice. So you're at 3. You're 1 below us. So you would go, and then me and Brandon would be at 1.
I'm gonna have a theme pick up Lupo
Uh-huh.
and shall we, Catherine?
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Mm, I control exit out.
Okay.
I see him carrying a
Yeah.
Lupo.
So you're heading back to the
For the
ship.
record, I'm actually dying, so I need healing for real.
As soon as I can get close to you, I'm gonna fix that.
Okay.
I appreciate
So yeah, the 3 of you with Azim go rushing off to the boat. On the way, she is following you, but you see the Spartoy interact with her. They take up her time.
Hopefully they put the zombies in front.
And you get to the boat. The oarsmen start to just leave. And you can see that there are other boats just in the bay, just making their way out. And very slowly, you see this massive shadow creature just kind of burst up out from the central portion of the city. And it looks like this amalgam of an octopus, a humanoid, a shellfish. It just has all of these pieces of this aquatic monstrosities put together, and it just starts to ravage the city. You can just see it raising its hand, and as it does, tides of water start rushing through the streets, and the city begins to sink beneath the sea. A valiant effort was had here, but sometimes history just cannot be avoided. And
Fixed
this
point in time.
a fixed point in time. Somewhere a blue box disappears from the city, and this is where our one shot comes to a close.
Never even got to the library.
You never even got to the library. So I want to thank all of you again. We'll go in the same order. So we'll do Brandon. What are you doing? Where can people find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/cooking with Brandon. January, I hope to be doing a Pokemon Crystal Clear friend lock where I may be controlling the player, but all my friends are controlling the mons.
Perfect. And they can find you here on the channel every Friday because you're part of the Star Wars game and you're part of our D&D game.
Yeah.
So I know that Zoe must hate me because Fridays is usually a big date night for people.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I wanted to hear.
No, I'm just jashing.
Ike, what are you doing and where can the people find you?
You can find me every other Friday playing Star Wars with Brandon.
Yeah.
And starting January 22, it will be every other Tuesday. Werewolf, Wild West.
Yeah, boy.
I noon.
Looking forward to that. You said you had a deviant art, right? Because we didn't talk about that in the beginning.
Yeah, you can.
So-
I mean, it's kind of old stuff, but yeah, you can check out my artwork there. If anything, itune.deviantart.com.
Excellent. And Rurik, where can people find you, and what are you doing with your life?
So I'm Rurik, and I'm the main DM over at 3B Radio. Chewy, your thing killed me when I tried to post the link for people.
It's all right.
You're terrible. I hate you.
got-
But you can find me at 3B Radio here on Twitch. We're also 3B Radio on Facebook and
There you go.
Instagram. We do tabletop RPGs, all sorts of games. And recently we've been playing a lot of Conqueror's Blade. Our main RPG night is Mondays. And in January, we should be adding a second RPG to the channel. We'd be happy to see some new faces.
Are you at
Maybe
liberty-
Chew, you'll join us for a one-off at some point.
Maybe, yeah. Are you at liberty to discuss what game you're going to be running, or is that still in the works?
We do one-offs usually every month. December has not happened because holidays. Which is
Yeah.
a shame, man, because I have an Avatar: The Last Airbender. I wanted to run the quick start for the one-off.
I can't wait till I get that.
Dude, I kickstarted it. I am super excited. I might actually run a for real campaign. I am also writing a Firefly / Bebop-esque Star Wars game
Okay.
that I'll be running using Star Wars 5e.
Fantasy
is-
Flight?
No, Star Wars 5e. It's actually really good.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth checking out. As much as I love the Fantasy Flight one, sometimes you just want something a little bit more granular.
Yeah.
And Star Wars 5e does a really good job of that.
Okay.
So yeah, we got one-offs coming. Just keep an eye out. I'll definitely reach out for you.
Yeah, excellent.
Um,
I'm excited. Yeah,
right.
Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays are my days off, and that's when I stream. So,
right.
and with that being said, if you like what you saw, you can join us this Monday for our Vampire the Masquerade campaign, which is the Camarilla chapter. I ask the what if the beckoning had happened in 1980 instead of in the modern day, and so it takes place in 1984 Salem, Oregon. This Tuesday will be our L5R chapter of Tuesday night. We are introducing our newest member to the coterie, which is a Scorpion player. And Friday we will be dark, of course, because of Christmas Eve. And next Friday we will be dark as well because of New Year's Eve. So I hope that you guys are having a fantastic holiday season. Big hugs to all of your families, the kids, your parents, Zoe. As always on the channel, please take your health seriously. Continue to wear your mask. Continue to wash your hands. If you are of age and can get vaccinated, please get vaccinated. The variants are becoming much more harder to deal with, and if we just kind of all bit the bullet and got vaccinated and just put this behind us, we could definitely try to come out of this on top. As always, a reminder that it is okay to not feel okay. As such, if you are in chat right now, there are phone numbers going up in our chat, so you can find the help that you need if you need it. If you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be in the description box below. But mental health is part of our general health, and it is important that we take care of ourselves and we take care of each other. So if you know, if you have a friend that is usually a happy-go-lucky character or a strong personality, please check in on them, because you never know how the trajectory of somebody's life can change with a simple hello or how are you. I am proof of that. So please check in on people. If you are not in the United States, there is a link going up so that you can find the resources you need in the area that you live in. And as always, we appreciate you being here with us. I hope you enjoyed this look at Scion First Edition, out of context because it is set in the modern age, but I kind of wanted to do a Dark Ages game. I would have liked to have seen where these characters go from here. But as always, please take care of yourselves. Thank you all for being part of this, and I will see you when I see you.